Today, we're going to be going over what I call the beast mode protocols. So the beast mode protocols are what we use for building strength, for getting muscular. It's what we use for everything in that regards. And a little background. So my whole life, if I didn't try to gain muscle, I would just get skinnier. That's just the way life worked for me. And so what I'm going to teach you here is how you can gain muscle the fastest possible. What I'm going to show you today works. If you add this to your workout, you're going to be able to put on muscular size and weight and strength. So if you want to put on weight or size and want to go through here's what I see most people doing though. They get in the gym, they put in the work, and you see that same person in the gym year after year, and they just don't make a lot of changes. They're on what I would call the gains protocol, the gains treadmill. So if you think of your muscle, and Antoine, I'll get to you in a second. I see your hands up, brother. I'll hit you in a second, all right?
No, I was just raising my hand, and when you said
Oh, got you. Oh, got
if
you.
you don't work out, you don't gain no weight. So I was like,
Got you.
yeah.
Got you. So your body functions on a system of thresholds. If you hit a certain threshold, then your body responds. If you do not hit a certain threshold, then your body does not respond. That's just how your body works. So if you walk a mile every day your whole life, you don't really hit a threshold for sprinting. You're never going to sprint faster ever in your entire life because walking hits zero thresholds for what you need to sprint faster. Zero thresholds. So if you're walking, never expect to sprint faster. Now, your muscular strength, it functions on a threshold of tension. It functions on a tension threshold. If you put enough tension on a muscle, then it will reach a certain threshold that says, I need to get stronger. That's the threshold for strength. So your body will literally say, hey guys, we need to get stronger here. And he's trying to lift something that he can't lift or can barely lift. So let's get stronger, right? If your body could talk to you, that's what it's saying. Hey, that's really hard. Let's get stronger. And then if your body could keep talking to you, it would also say, hey guys, shut that body down for 2 days so we can build it. Shut the factory down for 2 days. That's why your body gets sore, because your body's like, hey, chill out. We need to rebuild for a second. So the first threshold you need to hit in order to get bigger and stronger is the tension threshold. If you never hit the tension threshold, I don't care how many times you work out, I don't care how many times you go to the gym, you will never get stronger. You guys catching that? If you do not hit the tension, so how do you hit the tension threshold? You got to do something hard. If you do something that's in the rep range of 5 reps that you can do no more than 5 times or no more than 7 times, your body's going to be like, dang, that was hard. A lot of tension on the muscle fibers. Better make it stronger. So if you want to get stronger, do something hard. If you stay in the rep range of 15 to 20 reps for every exercise, you might gain muscular endurance. You might gain cardiovascular endurance. You might burn calories, but your strength will plateau fairly quickly. So when I'm working with an athlete to jump higher, obviously we need to get stronger in the muscles that make you jump higher so your body feels lighter. So that's the first thing we do is, hey, do something that's hard to do. Now, that being said, I want everyone to realize is that the gains won't happen while you work out. The gains happen, they happen in your kitchen, they happen in your bed, right? The gains will actually happen when you fuel the growth. But the request for the growth happens when you put tension on the muscle. So that type of muscular growth is called sarcomeric growth. It works in the muscle fibers. You can get stronger, you can get bigger. That's how you get a stronger muscle. So is everybody clear on phase 1 of how to get bigger, stronger? Tension. How do you get stronger? What's the first way to get stronger? That first way to get stronger is do something hard, which means probably keep your reps under 7. That doesn't mean only 7 reps. That means something you can't do more than 7 times. Otherwise, your body's, hey, we're good. Your body is saying to yourself, If we don't need to get stronger, don't waste the energy getting stronger. If your body wanted to get stronger, it could. If your body wanted to get bigger, it could. But your body is adapting to the stress that's upon it. So if there's no reason to get stronger, your body's saying, yo, save those calories because I don't know when we're going to get more. He thinks he's good, but we're one earthquake away from starvation. So save that energy until we need it. You with me? That's step one. Do something that's hard for about 5 reps. If you can do it more than 7, 8 times, it's not hard enough. Your body's not going to react to it. Right now, there's a second level of muscular growth. Who here has seen the guy who doesn't have huge muscles, but he's stronger than the guy with huge muscles? Who watches that? You know that guy in the gym who does the gym cleaning? I forget what his name. And he like walks up to people and he's like, oh, let me. And then he looks small, but he out trains everybody.
Yeah,
Love
that
that
Russian guy. Yeah.
Hilarious. So he trains his muscular strength. Probably everything he does is low rep, right? He's not training to be a bodybuilder. What's the difference? Why is a bodybuilder's muscle so big? That's not muscle fiber. That's muscle fluid, sarcoplasm, glycogen, adenosine triphosphate, all the stuff that fills up a muscle so that you can do a ton of reps. So there's 2 types of muscle growth. We covered the one, high tension. Very high tension creates muscles, creates strength. The second one it doesn't have to do with your muscle fibers. It has to do with the fluid in your muscle, the gas tank in your muscle. It's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So if you want your muscles to get really big, you need to tell your muscles to store more fluid. You got to tell your muscles, hey, I need more fuel. I'm running out of fuel. How do you do that? You got to run out of fuel. You got to run out of muscular fuel. If you don't run out of muscular fuel, your body's going to say the same thing. Hey, don't store more fuel. We're an earthquake away from starvation. Save the energy. That's what your muscle's going to say. So how do you do it? You've got to get to muscular failure. You've got to get to muscular failure. Muscular failure can be a little bit tricky. Let's say I put 100 pounds on your bench press and you can do it 15 times and you can't do it anymore. You're starting to fail. From a muscular perspective, you can't do it anymore. That is not muscular failure. Why? Because there's still plenty of fuel in the tank. There's just not enough horsepower. There's just not enough horsepower left. So if I put lighter weight, now I've got the bar on there. I can hardly do the bar and I fail. I can't push the bar any harder. Is that muscular failure? It's closer, but we could probably still extinguish more fuel from the muscle. There's still more in the tank. Now you go against the wall and you push against the wall. You're doing push up against the wall. Almost takes no effort, but you're so tired and you fail doing push-ups against the wall. Now you're starting to hit a true muscular failure. Are you ever really going to hit true muscular failure? You couldn't do that unless you started flexing it until it was just completely burnt out. But you got to hit the threshold. So if you do 100 pounds 10 times and fail, you have not hit a failure for your muscular fuel. You just haven't done it. So your body's not going to say, hey, team, shut the factory down, make him sore so he stops training for a couple of days. It's going to say, hey, guys, shut the factory down. We need to store more fuel. We need more glycogen. We need more everything in there because in order for us to survive, it appears that this guy is going to do a lot of repetitions and we don't have enough fuel. So your body is saying, hey, you're teaching your body, as far as your body's concerned, this has to be done. So give him the fuel or we may not eat, right? Your body's like your friend like that. So if you want to grow both ends of the muscular spectrum and start seeing the fastest gains you possibly can in your biceps and your pecs or whatever, like the vanity metrics, like all the good stuff, all the fun stuff, you got to hit a high tension phase. And then you got to extinguish the fuel. That's how you get ripped, right? Obviously, for those of us who are trying to burn calories and lose fat, that's a different game, right? We got to make sure we eat less calories and burn more calories, right? Then we'll get lean. Once we get lean, we want to get muscle. This is the way. This is the way you get bigger muscles. That, and then making sure that you fuel the growth that you've called for. So you tell your body, hey, I need muscle fiber and I need muscle endurance. And the body says, we got you. We're going to start to build. Next thing the body says is, I need raw materials. We need amino acids. I need protein. I need glycogen. I need sugars. I need carbohydrates. Give me the materials because we're going to make you some fuel and muscle fiber. If you're like, I don't have it, then your body's going to say, hey, stop the bus. We can't do the muscular growth. He's not giving us the raw materials. Let's stick with what we got for now. We're safer there. Hit your muscular tension, hit your muscular failure, give your body the raw materials and sleep. Hit the high tension, hit a pretty close to true failure, give your body the raw materials and sleep. You do that, and that's how you get the fastest gains that I've seen in myself or my clients. So my son, a beautiful moment with my son, he came here, he said, Dad, I want to get ripped. I want to get strong. I want to get athletic. And I'm like, I didn't really know what to say because not that I'm somebody who doesn't toot my own horn. To be honest, I sometimes do. But I wanted to be like, son, do you know what I've spent the last 15 years studying? Do you know like what I do for a living? And I showed him pictures of me. He's like, Dad, that's you. And I'm like, son, you ready? You want to do this? So I had his attention. And I taught him the beast mode protocols, and now he comes out of the woodwork every day. Dad, what's our beast mode protocol today? And he's at the park. He's like, Dad, he gets the protocol. He's, Dad, I already finished high tension. I did a 5x5 because that's one of the high tension protocols. Do something really heavy that you can't do more than 5 to 7 times. Do it 5 times. When you're doing high tension, you can rest as much as you want in between because you're not trying to get fatigue. You're trying to spend time under heavy tension. That's how you get stronger. I don't care if you rest. You don't want to rest so long that your muscles get cold, but you want to rest long enough to put that high tension back on your muscle. Now he's doing, I'm like, son, you're 12 years old. I didn't figure this out till I was 22 or more. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a beast, absolute beast. So I'm excited for him. This type of protocol is how I got to doing anything that I've ever done, like one-handed pull-ups, all that stuff. It was done by progressive, systematic, high-tension overload. Then you want to get bigger. Now we're talking, give yourself the raw materials. You want to get really big, you're going to start eating more calories too. Once you start getting enough muscle, you got to eat more calories. The good news for all of those who are trying to get lean, the more muscle you have, the more calories that your muscle needs. Like your body's saying, hey, if we're going to maintain these muscles, you better make sure I'm fed because I don't want to starve. Make sure we got plenty to eat. Giving your body an opportunity to recover is important. Thinking that you're going to train too hard in a single session, most people will not. Most people, perceived exertion comes far before true overexertion. Like true muscular failure is usually far away. If I said, if you're like, oh man, muscular failure, I'm like, hey, $100 says you can't do 10 more reps. You probably do 10 more reps. So perceived failure that makes working out almost fun. Your relationship with your perceived failure, because perceived failure becomes this thing like, okay, I think I can't do this anymore. The badass guys will say you're just being a pussy or whatever. You're just being a punk. Right. But really, like your body's it's working with you, but you can go beyond that failure. So what I do, here's the format of a typical beast mode protocol workout. Heavy tension. So there's different tension protocols. 5x5 is a tension protocol, right? Eccentric overload is a tension protocol, meaning you cannot concentrically push the weight. You can only lower it down. If it's too heavy for you to concentrically move and you can only slow it down, that's going to be pretty high tension. You don't want to do it every time because it's pretty dang high tension. All right. So the first segment of a beast mode protocol workout is going to put enough tension to tell your muscles to build. That's how it works. Second section of a beast mode code protocol is you're going to try to get to a true failure. So we're going to work you on getting pre-exhausted. Your muscle's going to be exhausted. Then we're going to say, hey, you can do more at this weight. You could probably do this too. Even though you're completely fatigued, you could probably still do eccentrics, meaning you're too fatigued to push, but you're still strong enough to lower it. So the second segment of a beast mode protocol is reach true failure. Reach true failure. Reach a true failure, or high enough in the threshold that your body says, more fuel, guys, shut her down. So that's the second part. There's a third part to the beast mode protocol. And sometimes what we do is we go back to something that's hard just to test if we were giving it our all effort, right? Because we all got a second gear we don't clip into sometimes. And so the third part of the beast mode protocol is we go back and say, try to do that again. See if you can do it. Let's see. For example, one time I had my son hang from a bar. How long can you do it? He did it for 30 seconds and he didn't know I was timing him. And I said, son, now I'm timing you this time. And the time just kept doubling and doubling. He hung from that bar for a ridiculous amount of time when it was being measured, when he knew that people were watching. So if we never challenge ourselves to that level, we're never going to hit a threshold. We're going to be playing down in these perceived thresholds. We're going to be playing it small. So that helps us do that. That's how the beast mode protocol works. I'm going to give you an example one here, one that you'll find in your workout. It's a pull-up one. So what you'll find is when you do the pull-ups, we start doing pull-up you can only do 5 times. That might mean you're adding weight. That might mean you're doing 1 hand and 2 fingers. So there's different ways, but you do a pull-up that's hard enough, you can't do it more than 5 times. So doing 25 pull-ups, if you can do 15 pull-ups, it's not going to do much for you. But if you do pull-ups with a weight that you can barely do 5 times or can only do 5 to 7 times, now you're going to get better at pull-ups. Now you're going to do one-handed pull-ups. Now it's going to get easy eventually. So the first set is a 5x5 doing pull-ups that are very hard, very challenging. You shouldn't be able to do that many, or else add a finger, add 2 fingers, hand and a pinky, whatever it is, one-handed pull-ups, whatever you need to do. When you've hit your 5th set, you'll drop down and you'll just do pull-ups to failure. Then you put a band on the bar and you'll do assisted pull-ups with the band until you can't do those anymore. Then you'll do negatives, which means you jump and just lower yourself down. You jump, lower yourself down, jump, lower yourself down until you're exhausted. Then you'll drop to your knees and you'll just pull on the bands, which are hardly any weight, until you're absolutely thrashed. Once you're thrashed, I recommend you grab them a few more times, pause, I call it playing in the threshold. You're in that threshold zone where your muscles are burning, where you're out of glycogen, where you're out of adenosine triphosphate. Everything is depleted. Creatine system depleted. Now you're just burning out. So completing that, which usually only takes 15 to 20 minutes, you would have completed a beast mode protocol. So it can be a whole workout, or it can be something you add to the end of a workout. It can be either one. I like to do a workout where I'm doing compound movements, I'm doing skill movements, I'm doing mobility movements. And at the end, if I want big biceps, I'll hit a beast mode protocol on my biceps. If I want traps, if I want wings, if I want whatever, right? If I need to get stronger somewhere, I hit my beast mode protocols.